Should have been recorded. Okay, so
So
why don't you give
we're going
yourself
to
a
close
summary?
the. Yeah, sure. So what we're going to do here, this is on 152. This is a couple location. This is an area where the two alignments should technically touch. This is the line that runs off to the right is actually the left alignment, so the secondary key. And from a strict standpoint, these geometries should touch. There was a reason why the state highway system has this gap in it. We're going to attempt to close this gap at the all roads level, and then close. We can close it in the state highway system as well, and then we're going to test it. If it turns out that it creates a problem when we bring it into ArcMap, where we can easily regenerate the gap, not at the all roads level, but at the state highway level by modifying the route text table.
All right.
Sound right?
Yeah, it does. Um, okay, so I've got the aerial photo on just to give ourselves a little bit of a view of what's going on. I'm going to say the easiest way, probably the way that occurred to me first to fix this is to extend this out to here. But what I think I'd rather do is just move that to there because that'll have the least impact on distance. And
Okay.
what I'm trying to do is not have to recalibrate at the all roads level. And if if our the movement we make, oh dear, if the movement we make is less than 0.001 miles, and I think we don't have to. Um,
That was kind of what my logic was too. I don't think we will have to,
yeah,
but
5 feet. Just.
it's like right at a thousandth of a mile.
Huh. Damn. Um,
But
well,
but 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 but, but no, I think your logic is dead on, because if you move the northern and southern lines, um, essentially they're going to be moving on an arc,
yeah,
um, and so while they will each get slightly longer, they're not going to get 5 feet longer.
yeah. And look at it might, yeah. Looks like they'll get shorter actually.
Actually, you might, yeah, actually you might be right.
Um,
They would just get a hair shorter, but I don't think that the overall shortening of the route is going to equal anything close to a millimile.
yeah. Okay, so I selected this line and I pressed the edit button right here. Usually you see me do that from the vector tool and I press it here. But regardless, what it did is it exposed the vertices. And there's a vertex right here. All I'm going to do is move it to the endpoint of this line. Snapping to it. It's thinking.
As it does when you deal with routes.
Yeah. Especially routes in the view of SHS routes layer. I think that the first time you do an edit to that layer, for some reason, it has to like really think about it longer. And then after that, it edits more easily. I couldn't even tell you why. Wish I could. I'm going to get rid of imagery. There's still red dots there, which is a little bit surprising, but we'll figure out what that's about. Gaps. There's no gap.
I bet if you
Oh,
bounce I bet if you bounce it, it'll go away.
no, that's not what it is. It's this. It's
Oh,
because these errors are really about the relationship between these blue features, not between the white ones. So
well, we can just shorten the northern one
yeah,
and extend this other one.
we should, yeah. Um, so uh, a few, before we worry about that though, the next thing that we should do, and I'll just be honest, from a practical perspective, it doesn't matter, but our standard is to break these all road segments where they intersect with each other. Where on system all road segments intersect with each other, we break them. That's the stated standard.
Right.
So the next step is going to be to break this guy here, to split it, and then distribute the measures appropriately. So let's do this. Let's
Will that generate a new record?
yeah, it'll actually delete one record and create two new ones. Let's do this. Let's just remember, with by recording the information, that this guy begins here, begins here and ends here. And now I'm going to split. So to split, you select the line you want to split, press the split tool. Gonna come snap to the endpoint and double click. It says double click to end. I did end. All right, it's thinking. It's thinking. These edit operations go much quicker on the routes, directly on the routes layer. That's probably where we should actually do it. But whatever.
So right now you're performing it on the view, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, Chad, while this is sitting here spinning its wheels, I implemented the future routes route type yesterday.
Great, thank you. I updated our the triggers document to put those to add those items in. So perfect.
Okay, I did do something that was a little bit different than what you asked for. You asked for like future routes and then future routes -shs, and I made an executive decision that we can easily reverse to go the other way around. Say I called it street-fr and shs-fr.
Okay, I'll update. Yeah, actually, when I wrote my trigger, I wrote it as shs-future and streets-future, so it's
we're on the same page. Cool, perfect. Yeah, because everything else is sort of structured that way.
So. Yeah, exactly. That's when I looked at the triggers. I just naturally changed it and didn't even think about how I had it before. So thank you for doing the logical. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so our split is done. And we need to, let's just
change the end measure.
Yeah, we need to change the end measure, I guess, to this plus that. Can anybody do that in their head? And if not, if you can beat me in your head, I invite you to do so. Plus
927. What is it? That can't be right.
6.
I think it's 927.
Oh yeah, that's why. 1.927. Very, very good. All right, there's that. And then on this guy, man, That's annoying how long that takes to update. You know what? I'm going to do some research into that. All right. That's done. Okay, 1927, right? And I'm just going to call this 1927. Let's see if what we did make a difference.
Yeah, it's 0.126 now in length.
Damn it! Do you want to recalibrate this whole thing because of that? Or just leave this end measure how it is?
Is it going to affect the all roads, or not the all roads rather, but will it affect the highway system if we don't recalibrate it?
Nope. It just means we don't have to recalibrate all those events also.
I'm just trying to understand what the consequences would be of choosing to calibrate.
The consequence of choosing to just redo the all roads calibration is that means we also have to recalibrate the TSN route seg events.
Right.
Or just living with this small little discrepancy. We just don't have to deal with it at the event level, except for maybe 1 or 2 records. Let me show you. Just going to say okay. And then I'll turn this back on as soon as it lets me. All right, turn this on. Okay, so at this point, I am going to say the intent is for this segment to end at the intersection, or as close to the intersection as it'll, or yeah, at the intersection. So, and the intersection ends at 1927.
There you go.
And ooh, that's interesting. Now we got a new error.
Is it because it overlaps? Because the length, you made the length you made the length of the modified geometry 1,000th of a mile longer than it was. So it's going to overlap now with the measure, with
right, the all roads measure
on that line.
That is a good guess, but no, it's not changing. Changing the geometry doesn't change the measure values. It changes the length value. And when we run a calibration, we tell it to use, it changes the aura length value. Sorry, looking at the wrong attribute. So display this on. It changes the aura length value of the white line underneath. Well, no, we didn't extend this. We didn't change this geometry, so we didn't do anything to that.
Right.
So, but
no, you extended that geometry.
Yeah, and the only attribute that changed as a result of that edit would be at the aura length. But the calibration is not based on, well, I should say Geomedia does not use this attribute in the course of doing anything LRS. The only time this attribute gets used is when you use any of the tools to populate the begin or end measure, any of the LRS calibration tools. But what we just did was all like we manually entered these values.
I understand that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, doesn't 2 point, since the measure values
Mhm.
are all supposed to be sequential, with the exception of the 1 millimile jumps at breaks, wouldn't increasing the end measure to 2.053 then cause it to either equal or overlap, most likely equal, the other side of the break?
We
Where
didn't.
it shouldn't, because the other side should be, because it used to be 252, right?
No.
2052.
No.
What was it before?
2053. This is the only
Oh,
value.
Oh, you're right. You're right, and that's why we made it. That's how it got longer. So it's always been two. Okay, I see where my confusion is. All right, sorry.
It's all right. I think what's actually happening now is that it sees that that this. Well, here, let's just look at the error. Geometry sequence digitizing problem. Basically, it sees that this route, this point of this route, begins somewhere in the middle of the route. I'm sorry, not of. I should even say of the route of the event sequence. I mean, if you think of this as a route, which it is in the course of, if you think of the blue as a route, which
Sure.
it is when it's doing this analysis, it says, oh my God, there's a location on this, there's a single geographic location that has multiple measures that apply to it.
So this is the problem that we have in ArcMap.
Yeah.
The reason why we have gaps.
Yeah. So, okay, so the easy solution is to say, fine, let's just start this at 6.3. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh, that's too.
You were zoomed in. You were just zoomed in so far.
Yeah.
That.
I don't know. That doesn't make me feel very comfortable. Let's look at the aerial.
Yeah, but when you were zoomed in at 1 to 100 when you were looking at it. When you were like, whoa, that's too far.
Yeah. So what I just did is I pushed it back by 0.001 miles. Yeah. Right. So if you can live with a 0.001 mile gap.
That's what we had before.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was. Yeah, that's true. That's what you had before.
I mean, roughly, it was actually technically like
a quarter
foot less than that, but it was about that.
So
it sounds like we learned something today.
Yeah. So wait, we still have this. You know what? Let me just.
Well, that's the same error that we had to begin with.
Yeah.
We essentially just reintroduced the error that we were attempting to fix.
Yeah. Here, try this. Come on. Oh, man. Okay, I just did something that I didn't mean to. I thought I was extending it backward. Okay, it was... Oh, right, because I have it set to round. Yeah, you're right. We just essentially reintroduced the error. You know, this is a kind of a philosophical thing, but something that I realized some time ago, but just chose not to bring up, is that on a certain level, the number of, you know, how we have this standard that the number of digits, you know, past the decimal point that we round to for the all roads measures is 3 decimal places. Like, in a certain way, that's an artificial limitation that you put on yourself, because it I see how it matters for odometers. But if we had the freedom, which we don't currently, to set our all roads measures at some higher level of precision, then we could just say, oh, move it back just a 10,000th of a mile. because what that would do is it would put it beyond the 0.001 gap detection tolerance and make this, if this issue, if this thing is bothering you, make that go away. I don't know.
Well, it was only bothering me because you had a table of errors
Oh, yeah.
that you decided needed to be fixed. Well, I mean, you didn't decide. You recognized that they were potential issues that should be addressed in order for it to run correctly
Yeah.
in ArcMap, and this was one of those issues. So that was the only reason why. I understand why this geometry existed this way when it came to you, and it's sounding like these kinds of things may have to remain in the system.
Yeah.
The one thing that we did do, though, that was actually, I would say, still a win, still a fix or an improvement, rather, is that we extended the all roads geometry, because the all roads geometry did have a gap there, and now the all roads geometry does not.
Yeah.
So the all roads gap is gone, but we have to keep the gap on the state highway system just because it, for whatever reason, is having trouble with having two different measures associated with the same route in the same geographic location.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well,
Oh well.
yeah, I mean, that just, I guess that kind of demonstrates the flexibility of managing your routes that you're going to, be sending out to your end users as events in and of themselves, because you have that flexibility. All right, should we move on?
Yeah, I suppose so. So we're gonna just disregard the remaining issue on 152.
Yeah.
We're gonna call 152 good.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say has a remaining error. It's not an issue. For now, unless what you should really do is load this stuff to GeoTest and see what kicks back. But
we'll get to that. We'll get there. That's going to be, I think, is just a slightly later step, not too far from now.
Yeah, no, pretty soon here. Okay, so all right, let's do 111. I'm gonna close this out.
While you're bringing up 111, I'm going to step away for just a moment.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Hey, Chad, you there?
Yep.
Another sort of advantage that I was thinking about of managing routes as events within the TSN route segs table is you now have the option to have, you already do have overlapping events in cases where there is left and right alignment along a primary carriageway because there's no secondary carriageway. That's already a known thing. But another advantage is this: is in cases where you have a single road that has multiple routes on it, you can have the classic, right, is the what is it, 580 and 80 in Berkeley. You can have, if you want, TSN route segs records for both routes.
All right, I'm back.
Does that make sense, Chad?
Yeah.
I think you'd want to flag which records constitute the the alignment or whatever, the route of inventory, but it would give you a way to have complete routes data for every route, like beginning to end. So anyhow, that's something that I was just kind of riffing on in my mind recently. Okay, so all right, we're looking at 111. I'm just kind of reorienting myself here. Pardon me while I do that. Let's just look at what we're even connected to. Just so you know, what this is it's it's 111 based on the TSN processing geo workspace that I used in the trainings back in whenever it was in May, I guess.
March, April.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And the whole point of this geo workspace and this workflow really is to, I don't know, synchronize or reconcile route data with a TSN poll. So this doesn't even show you the errors that other workspace that we were just using on 152 has. I would consider that to be a sort of a step after you've just done the initial reconciliation. Then that QA/QC step will okay, just now show me if there's some sort of technical little issue that I need to address. That's what that
makes sense.
About. Okay, so this is TSN sequence list new, which means the it's from the February 1st, 2016 poll. And so, okay, this, of course, what we're looking at now also assumes that you've already gone through the trouble of knowing what your I'm going to say your current routes, TSN route segs are based on. So, or your old TSN route segs are based on the TSN poll from there. There's that, which in this case is May 2015. And then there's the new, which in this case is February 2016. And what I've done here is I've isolated 111 right. So let's see, we're looking at TSN route segs where route ID is 111 right. And attribute query 111 right. So this is the old stuff in case we need it. 111 right. I don't even remember what this is for, but we'll get there. Something else completely. Okay, so let's just, sorry, I'm still just getting a handle on what it is we're even looking at here. Fit by legend entry. Okay, just very superficially, what I can see is that we're looking at new sequence listing points for the right side of 111. I can see right off the bat that it looks like it's working. However, I can also see over here that it's not including this,
which is new geometry.
Yeah, and it's as I expected. It's now been reverted to SHS 195, which also makes me think probably what's going to happen here is everything in these TSN seg, these sequence listing points are probably accurate to here.
Up to that location.
Yeah, and then everything we have downstream of there is going to be messed up because it's not taking into the GIS route data is not taking into account this piece. Go ahead.
So because the new 111 is going to be longer because it has additional geometry.
Yeah.
And you're dynesegging the new points onto what amounts to the old geometry. Are the points then at the end of the route just being left off because it can't find their measures? Is that what's going on?
Probably.
Or are they dynesegging based on the odometer of the route? Well, even the odometer would be wrong.
Yeah. Downstream from here, the odometer would be wrong. Um, I think that though there should be some records that go further than is available on the
Right.
route. Let's find out. I mean, if I sort on odometer, all right, all the good stuff's at the end, which it looks like it already is sorted that way. But and I'm guessing that if we go to the end, and my guess is wrong.
How would you know if would you have a status 1 in there? Is that
Yeah,
how you'd know?
yeah, that's right. I would have a status one, but it does land.
Yeah, my guess was going to be if it didn't, it was just going to be all kind of squished up at the end
Yeah.
on the first.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's just go look. So if we look at a minimum, there's going to be there's some. I'm okay. I'm guessing these are the two new points. Yeah. See. Okay. This is the last good one up here. Then there's two that don't land apparently anywhere, and then they pick up again.
So is it identifying them based? Is it dynamicing them based on odometer, or is it dynamicing them based on the all roads measure?
It's dynsagging based on odometer. Because remember, this
Okay.
is sequence listing, which doesn't have all roads measure.
Then why would it be unable to locate those particular events then? Because those odometers should exist in the old um, route. It's just they would not be in the same place. You know what
Um,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, and it's I don't know, I don't know. I have to think about it. Or let's just do this. Let's just start looking closely at individual records. Um, I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I zoom back out and turn on a spatial filter and bring in
All roads.
the all roads. Yeah. So I'm making a spatial filter right now by polygon. Or,
Turn it into a square anyway.
yeah, apparently so. That's annoying. All right, well, whatever. Let's turn these guys on.
The illusion of choice.
Yeah. Ugh. Why? Oh well. I hate these colors now. I liked those colors when we were doing this a few months ago. I don't know why. You know, I gotta change this. Sorry. Driving.
That's fine.
Go away. All right. So let's just see what this says. Does this even have landmark information for me? Guess not. All right, this one does.
Yeah, it's the same location too. It's got the
Oh,
same OTO.
okay.
That happens a lot because sometimes there are points that are actual intersection points, and sometimes they're highway points. And so they'll have the same begin ODO. They'll just have different end ODOs, and sometimes only one of them will have a landmark.
Okay.
It's just how TSN is put together.
Yeah. What is that? So yeah, I don't think this is even landing in the right place. Rim rocks, left turn,
Left
golf
turn.
club. What's this? Cree, golf club.
It almost looks like our geometry's wrong, huh?
Yeah. Unnamed street.
I'm gonna pull up ArcMap to see if I can figure out what's going on while you're working on that.
Yeah, sure.
There's a little golf course up to the north there, huh?
Yeah. Looks nice. So, I don't know.
So that next point, that next major intersection down.
This one?
No, not the road. The Q1 point.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So is that one in the right spot?
Let's see.
What intersection is that? That's like Broadmoor.
Broadmoor and Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
Broadmoor, yep.
Broadmoor.
Palm Hills.
Yeah, I don't know, but that north one, you say, is Broadmoor, so
Yeah.
it looks like it's probably in the right spot then.
Huh. Okay. And then this one is it's no good. Gene Autry Trail.
Yeah, it looks like the road turns, so the actual main road may actually become Geometry Trail. I remember something about that.
Okay. Well, here's Weaverly, which I don't know. That looks about right. Well, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this imagery now.
I'm sorry, it bugs me when I see our geometry off like that, or potentially off. I don't know if it is or not. I'm just confirming.
It looks to me like it's not. I mean, at least on the aerial imagery indicated that it's not.
I'm talking about where the route where that new portion of the route begins.
Got it.
Yeah, the calibration might be off just a hair, but that's not what's really bugging me.
Gotcha.
But anyway, I know it's somewhat of a sidetrack from what we're really trying to figure out.
Yeah.
What we need to, I'm not sure. I'm trying to understand how what we're doing right now in Geomedia fits in.
Is even relevant. Yeah.
Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay.
I'm giving you time, Tim, to present your findings.
Okay. So based on what I'm finding, it looks like that this segment of the route is supposed to begin at 47.2, and the first identifiable landmark is at 47. These are odometers, by the way.
Okay.
So the first landmark, which is Rimrock's left turn golf club,
Yeah.
is at 47.25199 or 252. So that intersection of Golf Club Drive is 0.252, or sorry, 0.052 miles beyond where the road begins. And I'm looking at my arc map and seeing that that roughly corresponds with the Cathedral City limit. So almost certainly what happened was 111 was at some point probably relinquished to Cathedral City, and the portion beyond Cathedral City limit there still belongs to the state.
I see.
Did you just bring up jurisdictions? Is that what you're looking at there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of
So
see
this must be Cathedral City here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looks like so it looks like your jurisdictions is slightly different lines than mine. It might be something else. I mean, they're really close.
Yeah, I get it. Close enough.
They're very similar. Yeah. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Is it's supposed to be corresponding roughly to the city limit.
So the thing I guess that's confusing to me then is that this record, which is I guess is in theory the beginning, the re-beginning of the route, and well, no, well, okay, okay.
I'm sorry, I was feeding you post miles.
Yeah, you were, but that's okay. I understood.
Yeah, 833. Oh, this is So this is bizarre. Oh, there it is. So the begin odometer is 83281.
Okay.
That's where this segment should begin.
Ah.
83281.
Okay. And then this belongs at this intersection.
83.333 should be that intersection, yes.
Let me find. Just gonna display this off real quick. So how do I get there? 83.
Yeah, those are the measures. I'm not sure what the measures would be.
Those are all roads measures.
Yeah.
So that's not helpful. I still have to get my mind out of all roads. Okay, this is Deinsagen against the blue.
Right.
So simple. This should be.
I'm curious where the other side of the road ends now.
The other side
should end. Yeah, the other side of the break. The other side of the break should obviously end at 83.281. See what I'm saying? Because this odometer is beginning at 83.333. We can see that.
Well, remember it's set up for the 2015. It's we're looking at 2016 data here, and 2015 data up here.
Yeah, and I'm looking at 2016 data. So maybe that's the problem.
We need to do what we came here to do.
Okay, let me pull up the 2015 data here and see what our measures look like now.
So we have TSN route segs. Let's see. All right. Here's Deinseg of attribute query of TSN route. TSN sequence list old, which So there's the old and there's the new. And the whole point of the workflow is to reconcile the two. So, and the thing that's confusing is we got like halfway through doing this, and then we did a bunch of other stuff. You know what? Let's do this.
Right.
Let's make our try to reduce complexity for a minute here by just saying, look, regardless of everything, let's just get things right at the all roads level,
Okay. That sounds fair.
and then build up from there. So maybe one last thing is I just want to point out that we are connected to a local geodatabase that we were literally working in back in whenever it was, back in April or May or something. So I saved off. Let's see what I saved off in this Route 111 database. I saved. Let's just look. I guess I could go look at the documentation. We have calibration points and construction route. Okay, these are the old calibration points. And we don't have anything. Look, before I do anything rash, first thing I want to do is just make sure that we don't screw things up any more than they already are. So I'm gonna export everything so that we can go back to it if it's useful in the future. So the things we need: DynSig of TSN new, actually DynSig of TSN old, and TSN route segs as they currently exist. And we're only talking about the right side right now. And I have these going out to my local SHS route processing database. This is just the way to preserve the queries. I mean, preserve the content of the queries even as we change stuff that would change its the query output.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, here we go. And you know what? I want to do the same to the left because we're going to start changing all roads measures and doing stuff which will affect both sides. So sorry to put you through this, but I just want to, again, I don't want to.
Now, it almost seems like this is probably a worthwhile workflow for us to try to mirror to protect ourselves as well when we're getting ready to make major modifications to a route.
You bet, and it's in the workflow documentation to do this stuff. The truth is, I have you set up with like pre-existing feature classes to dump your stuff to, like the calibration points. So anyhow, it's all there. I mean, this is one of sort of the pre-steps that I imagine at the time when I was going through it in the training, like it was hard for you to make the connection, like why this was relevant. But it's like we're just saving stuff off to make sure it's available later in case you need it.
Right.
Okay, I'm just going to do that same output to feature class thing. This, this, this. These are the lefts. Ah. Okay, it's going there. All right. All right, good. All right, we've got everything preserved in case we need it. All right. Hoopspa. Next thing, let's stop worrying about this TSN route seg stuff and make a decision on what we're going to call this, what used to be 195. We're going to call it a spur and essentially make it its own route at the all roads level, or are we going to not call it a spur, call it SHS 111, and then deal with the consequences of inserting new measures in the middle of the route?
I would like to hear Chad's opinion on that.
So at the all roads level,
It's called it would be called LRS Spur.
right at the all roads level. Yeah. I know our.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, our initial thing was no spur at all. I understand we would have no spur at the TSN measures level, right? The route ID. Well, though you still have a route ID that's tied to spur, right?
No, I mean you would have a LRS key that's tied to spur, but you wouldn't ever. The only people that would ever see it are the GIS unit in when they're associating TSN route segs to all roads. After that, it dies.
If we were going to dyne seg by route and statewide odometer,
You would never see anything having to do with spur.
okay. And if we don't have the spur at the all roads level, right, it's going to cause us problems with being able to calibrate and locate.
It'll make it so that we have to change all of the all roads measures down and associated geometry or associated odometers downstream of this location.
Yep.
But if we find a way to automate or otherwise expedite that process, which is something that we're talking about doing, then it may become less of a concern.
Except for everyone who has event data has to change all their data as well, right?
Well, that's going to happen, I think, no matter what, unless we have a way that automatically updates their event data, which, if they're tracking their location on XY, kind of like when we talked with Adam last week, if they're doing their data on XY coordinates and then, bringing it back in onto the new geometry and then creating the new measures from the new geometry, which is what it sounded like with Adam's original vision for it, then that shouldn't be that big a deal. Except that we'd be changing an LRS key. So, they would have to go in and deal with that.
No.
Because they're working off of odometers in the state at
Yeah.
SHS. Right. Yeah, so you're right. They wouldn't have to.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Since all the event data on the state highway system is based on county route post mile, then it wouldn't. So getting rid of the spur actually wouldn't have any impact to the event data. It would just be having to manually update every segment right now.
Downstream from where you're inserting this thing.
Well, I'd say let's just keep spur in there with the idea that we're going to develop a method to automatically recalculate the downstream measures, and when that's done, we'll go back and change these things.
Hopefully we won't have very many spurs that we have to address.
Right. But that seems like to me, the best way to move forward at this point.
So, I guess I'm a little, that's fine, as what you just said seems to relate to the system as a whole. What about this particular case?
Well, it sounds like in this particular case, we're talking about making it a spur.
Okay.
Because we don't have a methodology for rapidly updating the stuff downstream. If we had a way to easily update all of the measures downstream and didn't have to do it manually, it sounds like we would not want to use the spur. But for the sake of expediency, we are going to use the spur in this case.
Okay.
Until such a system is developed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and like you already said, Tim, part of that system, or not part of that system would be exactly what you said. It would be with the use of geographic coordinates, sort of flipping between geographic coordinates and measure-based coordinates to make that just all snap into place, like we saw last week.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to dealing with the right-hand side.
Thank you, Chad. I know we had some discussions about it, and I wasn't sure exactly where you stood with all of this, and so I'm glad to have heard your view and opinion.
All right. Okay, so let's start with TSN route segs old. Oh, that's the sequence listing. TSN route segs. And we're talking about the right-hand side. Oh, it looks like it's... Oh, okay, here we go. All right. First things first, let's switch this to... Really, from an all roads perspective, it's going to be a new route. Display off. Okay. Strip it down. All we're trying to do here is just say, all right, this thing that used to be called 195, we're going to now call it 111 spur.
Right. So here's an interesting question for you.
Yeah.
Because right now it looks like it has a west-east direction, which of course would have been probably the correct direction for 195.
Yep.
But given that it's being shifted onto 111, which is a south-north route, its direction will also change while on 111. Now, as we found, there are lots of places in the system where the odometer goes one direction and the measure goes the other, and we could probably accommodate that here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to, though? Should we just go ahead and flip it?
My 2 cents, and well, I'll start by saying it doesn't really matter functionally.
Right. No, I understand that
uh,
because like I said, we can make it work
yeah.
the way it is.
So my 2 cents is to keep it consistent. So given that as far as Geomedia is concerned, 111 Spur is a different route than 111. Um, I would do what Geomedia would do, uh, and what it did, frankly, for everything when I did the bulk all roads calibration. In the interest of consistency, I would just say, fine, 111 Spur is a route it begins in the west and ends in the east.
Right.
That way, it's not
It
inconsistent.
makes it makes manually putting in, especially if it's got multiple places where the geometry change, multiple records associated with that length.
Yeah,
It makes it uh, difficult because just doing the math, you're assigning the measures to opposite of
yeah,
each other. That's all. It kind of torques the brain a little bit, but once it's done, it's done.
yeah. Um, One other little just kind of nicety too, but with keeping it is the measure. I mean, 190. We're talking about the entirety of what used to be 195,
Right.
and we can literally just keep the existing lengths and begin and end all roads measures. All we have to do is change
Right.
the LRS key. Hell, truth is we don't even have to do that. We could just put TSN register TSN route seg events directly to 195 and just say, all right, this is actually route ID 111 in the TSN route ID call. But
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, and it's funny that you mentioned that because that was one of the things that I was kind of thinking
yeah,
is rather than, in some ways, rather than calling it 195, could we give it an LRS key of whatever the name of the underlying road is?
yeah,
Because if you look there, there is a road, and I'm sure that 195 has a local road name,
yeah.
whatever it might, you
You
know.
can call it whatever the hell you want. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right
that,
about
that,
that. Um,
that was just a thought.
yeah. No, I mean, and it points squarely at something Chad said quite some time ago. Is eventually you may actually even consider just doing your all roads LRS keys based on some kind of an arbitrary ID at some point, because and then road names essentially become events, which is again pretty consistent with what we're doing with this TSN stuff right now.
Right.
Anyhow, let's just do what we said we're going to do, which is this. So,
SHS 111 underscore P
it,
spur.
yeah,
How would you do?
yeah. I think, fingers crossed, the trigger will handle populating the LRS key. If I just do that, let's see what happens. You know what? Okay, I did the wrong thing. I need to change this to spur off a. See, hey, there's future route for you. Um, spur off a state highway system route. All right, did that work? No. Okay, and the reason why is I have it set that if you feed it a specific value. Okay, so now it'll work. There we go. SHS spur, SHS 111P. Um, so, all right. Then do that to these other two guys. could also do, if you're talking about a large number of segments, you could use the update attributes thing to do this. That's not what we want. And that is what we want. All right, I got to do this one more time. Sorry. 111. Delete that. Did you see what was going on there? Okay, they all have a common route ID. Okay, that's it.
Saying SHS spur SHS 111. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, on this one, it the logic got, the order of operations got messed up. It said SHS/spur underscore SHS underscore 111P. I don't know. I've tried to make those triggers make it so you have less work, but if you ever find that the triggers are just confusing and making you mad, you'd rather just enter the LRS keys manually, just tell me. And I'll either improve the logic or just say, okay, I'll just turn off the trigger. Okay, so we've done everything we need to do at the all roads level. Let's see. Oh gosh, part of what's gonna be really confusing here is that we did a bunch of work to the TSN route segs table when we were all kind of learning this process, and
right.
I'm not very confident that the all roads measures that we have in the TSN route segs table are going to be what we want.
Do you want to go through the process as if we were bringing in 2016 all over again? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, but I'm worried it'll be even more confusing than that, because we may have partially, I'm sure we did at least partially do 2016, which means that even if we bring in 2015, it's consistent with neither 2015 nor 2016. And therefore we don't, it's difficult for us to know what's, the worst case scenario is that we've got to go through and rebuild the route downstream from either from we could do it based on the original source geometry you gave me. That's the worst case scenario because it wouldn't benefit you from a learning perspective all that much. Or we could go through and do it just based on descriptive information actually in the sequence listing table. Well, all right. Let's.
I have to defer to you in this case because, I'm not.
Yeah, I know. Let's get these new segments in there. Let's not concern ourselves too much with what's downstream of here. Let's just get this wired up. Okay, let's look at 2016 data. TSN route seg new. Sequence listing new. Do you have I remember there were some source documents related to this that might come in handy.
Well, all of our TSN data we keep in an Access database, which during several of our sessions I have opened up just because it's ended up being relevant to have the odometers, and I can open it up. Oh, and I mean, you may even have a copy of it. I'm not certain. Sorry about that.
That's all right. All right, then. Let's do this. Oh, jump. This might be it. No, that's not it. Begin ODO 83. Okay, so what we're doing is we're dime segging new sequence listing points on old data. Look, maybe what we should do is just find whatever sequence listing points there are that belong on this new stretch of road. And would they have higher, or let's see, how, I guess the way to do that would be like that, right?
I guess so. I mean, if in fact those are the 2015 points.
These are
80.254, the begin odometer. Let me pull up, I can pull up the Access database.
Okay.
Take a look.
These are out of order too. That's kind of freaking me
Hey,
out.
when that happens.
Yeah.
Ah. Now that's interesting. I haven't opened this database, and it says that there's a lock on it from today at 12:58 p.m.
I bet it's Chad or Lars.
But it's on my local drive.
Huh.
I mean, that would make sense if it were on a network drive, but it's on my local drive. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's because I opened ArcMap, and my ArcMap has a DVM connection to that database, and that's why. So ArcMap has a lock on it. All right. So you want the 2016 values? Is that right?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I guess what I want to do is I want to digitize a couple of. I want to figure out where the sequence listing points on this new piece of road belong, and digitize segments accordingly.
All right. Well, let's try to get in the right spot here. So the begin odometer. What odometer are we at? 82.254.
Yeah.
82.254. That's really weird. So it looks like, so is that whole segment just shy of a mile long?
This one?
The segment of 195, the new piece.
It's a series of segments. I can tell you that.
Well, I know the whole of what used to be 195 is the whole thing, just a little less than a mile long.
It is. Yeah. Yes. 0.986.
Okay, that's consistent with what I'm saying. Okay, so I have the measures that are the odometer for that segment then, and it looks like the old segment one of 111 should terminate at 82.304. So the last TSN data that I have has a begin ODO of 82.254 and an end ODO of 82.304. So it should end at 82.304.
And okay, that's interesting. So this.
I can see what's going on right here in your data. So what happened is that in your data, you're using begin ODO, which should work all the time, except in places where where the last location happens to be a segment instead of an intersection, which is what we have here. So what we do on ArcMap is we end up creating a dummy point, basically a fake record that has the same begin and end value that happens to match the end value of the previous segment. So in this case, what would have needed to happen is a dummy point would get created at the end of the 111 piece with a value of 82.304.
Right here or here?
Right there.
Here.
Right there is where 82.304 should be, and then it would begin again at where 195
began. Oh no, it would begin actually here, huh? And then it would begin again here and go this way.
Right. Both of those would have odometers of 82.304 in ArcMap.
Okay, I can do that, but it will shift the locations of these other sequence listing points, which maybe that's fine. Let me just do that. 82. I'm just going to force this thing to end at 82.304.
That's where it's supposed to end.
Okay, here we go. Seems like you kind of fixed it. Put this in a more believable place.
There you go.
So, and this is 82, yeah.
There's the junction. That makes sense, because that's where the junction should be.
Yep.
It's a little off, but it might still be within 30 feet. That's all right. Not a big deal.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
You know, I understand anal retention.
You know what? I'm just gonna. No, I can't. I can't fix it because that would mean changing this. Whatever.
You have to change the underlying odometer. You have to change the measures for both of those segments.
Yeah. All right. Too hard.
Well, that's going to be the kind of thing that I'm imagining we're going to have to be doing in the future if we want to clean up a calibration.
Yeah.
If we wanted to clean up a calibration, that's what we'd have to do, right? Basically, move the measures for both of those segments.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, what I want to. This is the way I would approach that basic question. I would say, all right, well, this measure of what is it? It's 82.30. No. Oh,
that's the end of it.
Yeah. All right. Good. What? Oh, okay. 82.254. We want that to land right here.
Right.
The way I would handle that is I would take this big ass segment and split it,
and then basically create the break right there. Call that break 254 on both of those segments.
Yep, exactly.
Both the segments.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way to lock an odometer to a location.
Essentially the same. I mean, we did pretty much that same methodology earlier when we were playing 152.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so, all right. Anyhow, now what we need to do is say, all right, this joker, goes, is this, so what is this? Is this the beginning? This is here?
No. Are you looking at 16 data or 15 data?
16.
It looks like you're looking at 16. Okay, so the row right above it is the entire, that right there is the entire length of the 195.
Begin.
That's the whole thing. And end. That's why I asked if it was a little. That's end post mile. You want to do end odometer.
Jesus. Oh.
I know, right? Yeah. See, notice how those measures are really close together. That's why I'm like, I need to confirm that it's a little less than a mile long.
Yeah.
Because you can see it goes from 82,304 to 83,281. So I knew that, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So somehow we're going to have to break that up, and we do not have odometers to match with those breakpoints.
All right, this is what we're going to do. Display data window, this guy. Go to the end. It's Route 111. So we're adding a new record to TSN route segs. Oh, wait, before I do this, it's going to begin at 986 and end at 0.
Right.
0.986 to 0. Okay. So it's this. I'm not even going to worry about odometer this moment because I don't remember already. It's going to be SHS-spur _111P. It's going to begin at 0.986. It's going to end at 0. And that's all we care about. And it's going to, odometer-wise, it's going to be this. It's going to be 83281 to 8333.
Wait a second here. It should be 82,304.
Okay.
82,304 to 83,281. There you go. That one.
Okay, my bad.
That's okay.
I
I know when you're staring at these tables and these numbers and they all kind of look very similar, it's easy to grab the wrong one.
I just copied that here. Copy. There we go. Can you remember 83281 for me? Wait a minute. That's the end?
Yeah.
Okay, 82 to 83. Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've got the same record highlighted on the Access database on my other screen, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, success! It worked. Oh my god! So it created a home for this record.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What is that record? The one that's at 83,281?
Yeah. So
unfortunately, it's on the wrong side of the break, but
well,
at least it created a home for it.
83,281. That is weird. It should have been over here, huh?
No. You're thinking of the 82. 83,281 is the end of 195 and the beginning of the next.
Yeah, okay, got it.
And the beginning of the other side of the break.
Okay. That's just a display issue. It had to choose one side or the other. Or maybe it did both.
Yeah, it's 3 hours difference, right?
So so 83,281 is now the beginning here, right?
Right, and it should have been the whole time. I'm not sure why it wasn't before, but that record.
Probably. Well, I want to say it's because we probably changed it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, we've done enough.
Yes, this side of the break, that side of the break right there should begin at 83,281.
So, actually, you know what? Sorry, I want to coordinate what we're doing with this. So that's what we just did, and this.
the record right above it. See how it has a post mile of 47.2?
Yeah. Okay, I see. It went from here to here.
Yeah, have their phone number.
Got
So
it.
that one right there, post mile 47.2, should be the city limit, even though we don't have a landmark for it. That's the one that I had determined earlier was the city limit boundary.
So I'm curious to know. So 83714. So this goes to Broadmoor Dunn. In theory, let's
Yeah,
just
that's a half mile down. That's a half mile down the road, though.
All right, so you're going to call
Okay.
them tomorrow and tell them this?
So does it think this is Broadmoor Dunn? No.
No,
Okay, that's cool.
that should be that's Rim Rocks.
Tell me Broadmoor. Yes. I don't. Well, whatever. I'm willing to accept that. Are you?
Yeah, that's still. It didn't look like it moved any of those ones downstream.
Okay. So let's
because that Rim Rocks one, basically 83333,
Mm-hmm.
stayed in the same location, and all the odometers. We didn't move any of those other odometers. We only moved the odometer for that first little segment.
Right. So, now we just start. I think all we have to do now is just start kind of checking these that they pass the smell test for their locations. So we just this passed the smell test. Gene Autry
Trail. That's I think what's happening, because see right here, Route 111 changes to a new surface street.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that north-south surface street that it turns onto is Gene Autry Trail.
Okay.
But actually, I can confirm that on ArcMap really fast. Hang on.
All right, great. Thank you.
Load imagery. Load. Yes, Gene Autry Trail. Got it. Yeah. So the north-south road there is Gene Autry Trail. If you click on the segment that is south of 111, right there, that should say Gene Autry Trail. But apparently it doesn't. It says Matthew Drive.
Whatever.
Let's check
ArcMap
labels. ArcMap labels it as Gene Autry Trail. So that's why I was kind of surprised that yours does not say Gene Autry Trail. Maybe the local maybe if they looked at Google Street View or something, maybe it says something else. I don't know. I'm not sure what they use to do their labeling.
So, okay. All right. So the next equivalent of a Q1 point is this guy, which Mesquite Road. Oh, okay. Maybe the left-hand side?
Maybe.
Yeah. Thank God. All right. Mesquite Ave Road, whatever. This is Mesquite right turn, but what? So maybe a question is are these guys placed with sufficient accuracy? They might not be.
Well, and the thing is that those obviously that's a Q3 then, because it's not at a segment break, so that must be the equivalent of a Q3.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And the Q3s are often not exactly right on, although I like to make them
as good as you can.
And it's hard for me to know at a glance whether or not, because you're at 1 to 6,000, and it's observably off at 1 to 6,000. So I don't know. The accuracy that we always tell everybody is 10 meters. 10 meters. We go for 10 meters. I personally aim for a lot tighter than that.
Sure.
But I don't have the ability to have my eyeballs on every single little piece of every single route all the time. So there's a lot of this stuff in here.
Well, and there's just good old-fashioned cost-benefit analysis of what's actually worth doing. So let's just for the purpose of the, I mean, you know how to tighten this. The way to tighten it is to break these.
break the segment, and then basically move the TSN route seg measure values to the location that I want them to be, where it matches up with the intersection.
Exactly.
So yeah, I haven't done it, but I've watched you do it a couple times.
Okay.
I definitely feel like I understand it conceptually.
Yeah.
And I'm confident that with your video, I could probably get through it once or twice and then feel comfortable with it.
Okay. Let's just see that.
It's not as easy as grabbing a point and snapping it to a new location on the line and then running a calibrate tool, but
Yeah.
But it's not so bad, I guess. It's doable.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I don't think
Sunny
these
Moon.
guys are gonna. I don't think any of these guys are gonna be a problem, because we haven't changed any of the all roads
Yeah, I don't think so either.
along the segment, so they should all be good, or at least as good as whatever you received initially.
Yeah, they should. I know that my real concern is that I know that we messed with this a bunch, and I know that whatever it is I did in the initial conversion is not what we have now. So I'm just concerned. Like, here's an issue.
Yeah, how come it's almost like it's the primary is running on the secondary?
Yep. I'm gonna display this off. Oh man. Damn it.
That's an all roads issue though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's an all roads issue. Oh, dude. Ugh. All right, let's not forget about that.
Can we?
Unless you want to just tackle that.
Can we go into all roads and just simply swap their keys? Would that work?
No.
Is it that simple?
No. Because the measures are completely different.
Oh yeah, because of the way the secondary gets measured. Are there any other secondaries downstream? Because if we end up having to change the secondary here, it's going to change the secondary for everything downstream.
Let's see.
Well, I guess it would do the same thing on the primary too, wouldn't it?
No. Well, yes. Yeah. Here's a secondary. Let's make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
You know what though? Again, it might be as simple as just saying, all right, like the measure, the OR length of this is 0.5. The OR length of this is 502.
2,000. Yeah.
There's some good meat here.
Well, we already kind of had a little bit of this where, we know that if we can force the measures, we could just say, well, 502, the OR length is 502, well, now it's 5.
Yeah.
We could just force the measure on it,
Yeah.
and which will make everything still, I think, work.
Yep.
But
it's cheating.
It'll be wrong.
Yeah.
It is cheating. It'll be wrong technically. But from the SHS standpoint, it doesn't really matter on the all roads level.
Yeah.
Because everybody's using the odometer. What matters is really for the state highway system. What really matters is that odometer is sitting in the right spot.
Yeah. That is all true and accurate. Should I stop recording?
You can if you want.
All right. Let's.
You stop recording and come back, and suddenly everything's fine. I don't know what happened.
Just don't look too closely. All right, I'm gonna keep the recording going.
That's fine.
And still do it. So, all right, this should be secondary. So I'm going to change it to secondary. And I'm going to blast
and
these. That's gonna mess up the secondaries downstream.
yes, it will.
But there's no point.
And it also messes the primaries downstream, won't it?
No.
When you do the same thing to the primary?
No.
Why?
Oh well. Let me think about that.
Because the primary length is also different. Wouldn't it also shift everything 2 millimiles? Not that that's very far, but still.
Okay. I'm gonna. And we have to split this. No, we don't have to split.
Man.
No, that's not true. That's a darn lie. Because display off. So yeah.
Because when we change the other one to primary, it'll just be a single segment running across the new primary segment.
Yeah. All right. This is going to go from 87. Here we go. It's going to go from there to here. And it's going to be primary. All right.
Now the right and left alignment, I think, do they have identical odometers here? It
No.
looks like this whole route. No, they don't.
Oh, they might. It's possible.
I was to say, yeah, if they have identical odometers, that'll help, but makes it a lot less complicated.
Make this a primary. And let's rebuild the LRS key.
So if you temporarily have two primaries, is that going to confuse it?
No. And we're going to make this a secondary. I'm going to bounce that. And I'm going to get rid of these measures for a minute. Because I don't even know. Oh, I should have saved what the measures were on the secondary before.
Well, we can easily figure them out, right? No, we can't. Never mind. Not easily. We can figure them out by looking at the upstream and downstream secondaries.
Yeah. Let's just do that. All right, let's start with upstream because we know where it is. All right, so it's going to be 1,000th down from that. Whoa!
End measure, yeah.
And okay.
Right there, yeah.
Up from this.
Right.
All right, there. No one's the wiser.
Looks good to me.
All right. As you can see, this point falls in the right place. We're good. Yeah. All right. So okay, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like let's just what road is this? This is Snow Creek. This probably is Snow Creek. Yep. All right. I'm satisfied that the right calibration is good. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's look at the left. Okay, so, man, we're not even using 2015 data here. So the sequence list old, we're not even using.
Okay. Yeah, the one thing that we're probably going I don't know. Maybe you go over it in your old video, and I'll just need to rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
But is just understanding how we brought the 2016 data in and updated the tables with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to do that here.
Okay.
Because we're way past that point.
Yes.
Because that would have been what we had to do way before we started doing this stuff.
That's exactly right.
But just saying that's something we're going to need to understand at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, let me just show you. Just since you asked, it's pretty simple. This is.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to show you the actual process, but here's the text files that came out of. I don't know, whatever it came out. It came out. I guess it came out of your Access database.
Right.
And then we use FME to push it into the TSN route processing.mdb. And
okay.
And
so you have an FME workbench set up for that process.
Yeah, and this is the file structure I gave you, and sequence list to Geomedia MDB.
I see.
And looks like I gave you a few versions of them, but use the latest version, which is version 3. Just click go, and it just does it. You might have to repoint to where the source file and the target files are, but other than that, it'll just do it for you. Okay, sequence list new. We're looking at the left now. No. Okay. Okay, begin ODO. So we're sending. So we're looking pretty good here already, right?
What does it begin?
So this, wait, and this junctional.
So that one right there should be the 195 segment.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. So because this ended here, or this began here and ends at 304.
At 304. So yeah, we need to make sure that segment ends at 304, which it does apparently. Okay, so the left alignment actually looks good. It doesn't look like we had to fix the left the way we had to fix the right.
Yeah.
Right
there. Which means all we need to do is insert an event all along what used to be 195, and that begins.
Why is it not showing as part of 111?
Why is this not showing as part of 111?
Yeah.
Because we haven't inserted a left alignment record to TSN route segs that accounts for this.
Okay.
Which is what we're going to do right now. So, so this begins at 82.304 and ends at 83.281.
You got it.
Okay. So
it's the transposing of the 823 to the 832. That's what I think is creating the confusion.
Yeah.
And why we keep having to second guess that.
Oh, good. Copy. 82304. Okay, now I only have to remember 83.281. Okay. So.
Yeah, well, I've got it here too. So.
All right.
There was all kinds of records that couldn't find there. Did you see that?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I think I think the right alignment is the one I did more fixing on. So, all right.
That's all right.
All right. So we're adding records to this event table, not to the sequence listing, but the TSN route segs. All right.
Right.
And it's 111 left. Audio.
82.304.
82. Oh, come on. 82.304.
I actually have that in there. I see it.
You have it?
About 7 records above you.
Huh.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 82.304 to 83281. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
That's what we want. That's what we're about to input, right?
Yeah, see how right there, 832.34 to 832. Yeah, that's just,
So the reason it's registered to SHS 111P, not spur. So this measurement exists downstream. Watch this. Do that. And let's get rid. Oh shit, we just crashed Geomedia.
says, oh no, you didn't.
That was awesome. I'm gonna go get a drink of water real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back too.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
No, we haven't been recording since we came back since we started setting up the Geo workspace.
Gotcha, we're recording now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm inserting events based on sequence listings. So what we're trying to do is create a TSN route segs event that goes from Rimrocks. No.
Yeah.
That goes from this point, which is Rimrocks, to Broadmoor, which is it this one or this one? Sorry, it's this. It's this. It's because we're on the left side.
It's that, but I'm not sure that triangular. I don't think it's digitized correctly.
Okay.
I don't think it should do this weird triangular thing. I think it should just be going straight across, right there.
Well, do you want to fix that?
We can fix it.
All right. Locatable on.
Sorry.
Palm Hills Drive. More. All right, let's just.
If you turn on the arrow, you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right. Oh, you know what? I have to make another connection to do that. You just make this straight, right?
Let me verify really fast. Yeah, it looks like it should just kind of go straight across. Yeah. Is it supposed to break based on the geometry? Like should we have the vertices stop at, I guess it doesn't matter, but are we gonna break it based on the state highway?
Yeah, we can.
I'm just not sure what the business rule was.
You know what? These aren't broken. Actually, no. We didn't for off system to on system. We didn't bother. Anyhow, let's go with just that for now. Because this is one route. This is a separate route.
Yeah, but they should connect. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Here, I just want to stay focused on the workflow of getting this thing together.
Understood.
So, all right, back to the insert LRS event. All right, so from here. So what we want to do is just make sure that it's registering to this feature, not to other potential features that all. There's a few different things that come together at that one point.
Right.
There we go. So from there to here. ODO begin is 8333.
Yeah.
And ODO end is going to be 83714.
Yep.
And now it's just a matter of chasing these unable locates. Should we, you want to try going all the way to Arbor Court?
Sure.
Okay, let's find it.
Arbor Court is the second little. No, it's not nearly so far up. It's the second intersection after it turns onto Geometry Trail. Next one to south on the right side. That one.
Okay. Okay. Let's go all the way to here. Is there a Seven Lakes? Yeah. Let's go to here.
We could, so long as that keeps the
integrity
other
good
point,
enough.
as long as the points still land in the correct spot.
Yeah. The reason I like that is it's all on one. It's all on the secondary route.
Yeah, it looks like what I did on the 2016 on the ArcMap version. I locked at Waverly, Arbor, and Seven Lakes. I have Q1s. I have Q1s in all three of those locations.
You are
in my version.
Actually, you know what
It's probably because I wasn't satisfied with where the Q3s were landing otherwise.
Yeah. I'm tempted to call this spot at the end of this, of the secondary, this location. I mean, I suppose we can lock stuff in between as well. Let's try that.
You want to call that one Seven Lakes?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that's actually Eagle Way.
Well, it says Eagle Seven Lakes to the left, Eagle Way to the right.
God, I hate when TSN does that. It's so frustrating when TSN does that.
This is perfect. It's right in between.
No, I know, and I get that. So I'm actually I do agree with your with what you're wanting to do, but it is frustrating to me when TSN will assign a single location and a landmark to staggered streets.
Yeah, that are in multiple.
That are clearly some distance apart. I mean, those streets are a lot, definitely far enough apart that they could have their own individual, post miles assigned to them. Not have one post mile assigned to both of them. I mean, how far apart are those streets? They are. Yeah, see, they're like 0.025 miles apart. So 25 thousandths of a mile apart. That's 100 feet, more than 100 feet. So just having a point anywhere in between them is going to make it wrong.
Let's see how things look when we do this.
That's fine.
It might be a nightmare, and we can't live with it. But
we'll see what happens with how your Q. You'll have to dissect the TSN sequence listing on it and see where they land.
Yeah, they'll pop right in as soon as we make this segment. So, okay, the end of the last one was
83
714.
714. Yeah, I can't.
I think.
No, I think you're right. I'm looking at my ArcMap version. It's just my labels aren't very clear.
84195. So this is so the see what's going on here.
So those are your new Q1s.
This is a Q1 and this is a Q1.
I'm sorry, those are your new TSN events.
Yeah.
They just all popped in.
Yeah.
They look like they roughly correspond with the ground locations, and I bet if we click on them, we'll find that those are about right.
Here, let's look at the worst one first. Waverly. Is this Waverly?
Is it really a bad one? Yeah, it should be Waverly. It's probably a staggered road right there.
Yeah, unnamed. This is Waverly. So this is good. This is Arbor.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, they're good.
It's kind of nice to end and actually put a real Q1 point at the end of a secondary, because it's a pain in the butt if you don't, because then you have to create an artificial Q1 point where the secondary ends and merges back with the primary.
Right.
So that's a convenience that I'm guessing you'll begin to aim for.
Yeah, it looks like that location is supposed to be 212, or yeah, 84212 is actually where the divided highway ends. Looking at the sequence.
Blam. Okay.
Is that what that top one is?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh no! Wait a minute. 84195. It's this.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, according to the sequence listing, it should be the next one down to 84212. That's the actual post mile for the end of the divided highway.
Well, we could do that. We could just.
Fine.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is this: it's going to push all your other points down, but it's going to put your Eagle Lake one, where.
Yep.
It's going to put your Eagle Lake one closer to where Eagle Lake is supposed to be, or Seven Lakes or whatever.
This one, yeah.
Seven Lakes Drive. It's closer to Seven Lakes Drive. It's farther away from Eagle Way.
Yep. What's this? Nothing in particular.
Yeah.
It kind of made this worse.
Yeah, it made all the rest of them worse.
Anyhow, I think we're starting to get a flow here.
Well, I could always go in and split the line and put in Arbor Court and Waverly like I did before.
Yeah. Man, I wish Geomedia had an event split tool.
Had an event split tool?
Yeah, like a tool where you can just say, all right, see this event? I want to split it here. And then,
well, since you're a Geomedia power user, you should let them know.
I have. I've let them know. They actually they do have the tool, but you have to set up the data model in a very specific way.
I see.
And it's way opaque and complicated, and I didn't want to go that direction. Okay, so let's look at the next. Let's look at one more, and then we'll call this.
Well, the next Q1 I used on 16. Or sorry, 111 for the 16 data.
Mm-hmm.
When my imagery finishes loading.
Mesquite Road or something.
What's that?
Mesquite.
No, the imagery.
Oh, I'm saying the Mesquite Road looks like it might be the next.
Oh yeah, it may be Mesquite. I'm not certain.
which is probably here. No. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be on the other side of the bridge up there somewhere. Yeah, that's it.
What's a little bit interesting is East Park, Eagle Way, Gene.
Autry Bridge.
Oh, I see.
There's
Bridge.
basically you see that whole there's that swath through there where there's no roads.
Yeah.
It's because there's like a river feature going through there.
I see. Um. Okay. So, truth is we can only take the next event to here.
All right. Well, let me look and see where that occurs. So the undivided highway ends at 84707.
Great. That makes it easy. So LRS, insert LRS event.
Well, it's going to be a pain in the butt when we actually get TSN to put in all the correct divided and undivided highways, because right now it's all screwed up all over the state.
Oh, really?
The TSN data is totally wrong.
What was that end odometer again?
I'm sorry. It is 84707.
And the begin would be 84212.
Yeah.
And then the next thing will be from here. Oh. I know there's a way to make like a quick key to this LRS, insert LRS events thing. Might want to. Okay, so from here to Mesquite, which I think is right here, right?
I think, yeah, it is. I'm seeing roads on the imagery that are not appearing on the all roads here.
Oh my god, that's impossible.
Is it?
If it's not in the all roads, then clearly it's not there because that's the all roads network.
The all roads network. Now, to be fair, these roads don't appear to be named, and it's possible that it actually might be a private road.
Oh, okay.
But because it looks like it services like a big water park, and it goes back to their parking lot.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, in theory, we do.
It might be a private road.
Yeah. Could you remind me what was the end measure for this atmosphere? Or no, okay, Mesquite. Whatever Mesquite is, 84953.
So we're doing Mesquite Road.
But the beginning was was where it split down here.
It was at 84707 was where it started.
Okay, cool.
And it's ending at Mesquite.
Yes.
Mesquite is 84953.
All right. Let's go to Camino Pero Celo.
Wow, it's like every single key one got locked in here. Some of this might have just been, I don't know. So Camino Paracela?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, or we can use any of these we want.
Sure.
I'll let you. Actually, you make the call.
Well, if you leave it to me, I'm going to end up following the way that it looks on the ArcMap version, which is a lot of Q1s.
Yeah. All right. Well.
But if you want to, I'm willing to go to. Actually, let's just go to the big road just past Camino Porcel. Let's go to East Ramon Road, which is, yeah.
Okay. Is that this?
It's the northern, just before it starts to curve there.
Okay. Hmm.
84953 and 85451. Measures look pretty, without checking, I mean, just at a glance, it looks like the Q1s are lining up with roads, so that's a good thing. I don't know the Q1s, the TSN events.
Yeah. The sequence listing points.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say we've got our flow down. What do you think?
All right. So now we're gonna go play with 225.
Yeah. I'll tell you also what. I'm gonna just save this Geo workspace and send it to you.
Okay.
Or do you think? How do you? I mean, how do you want to do this? Do you want to work on this on your own later, or if?
Yeah, I will probably play with it tomorrow. I'll probably try to make the additions to it tomorrow.
Okay. Well,
try to get this done.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, well then I'll just send you this. You'll also need to connect this to your workspace. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. I think the next best use of our time is for me to send you this Geo workspace and make sure you're in a position to keep making progress on this. So I'm gonna just close this down. It's Route 111 left, GWS. And all right, it's this guy. And I'm gonna just email this to you right now.
Okay.
Oh, geez Louise. Um, and you need to be connected to the Access geodatabase that has the sequence listing data in it. Do you, do you, do you know if you have that on your computer?
The Access geodatabase?
Yeah, so the Geomedia Access warehouse that has the sequence listing data inside of it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, let's make you the presenter so I can see your screen, and I just want to make sure that you've got everything you need to keep making progress.
All right, so you should probably be looking at my arc map that I was using to follow along earlier.
Yep. Okay. Got it.
All right, so let me close down my Geomedia workspace that I had open from earlier. This is 152
Yeah.
intersection. That sucker's gone. I can pull this up. File marked read only.
It's just because
Probably because I opened it straight out of the email.
Yeah.
I can do a save as and put it somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, it's not finding this file. So okay, do you have the workflow training files I sent you through Basecamp many moons ago?
Possibly, but I have to go digging for it.
Let's just download it then from Basecamp because we know where that is.
Okay, so let me go ahead and cancel this.
Now leave it open. When we know where the file is, we'll redirect it to the file to that location.
So download it, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
How do we?
go to Basecamp.
Okay. I've been there once.
Okay, that's cool. Basecamp.com.
Usually if I go there from the link from one of your emails. I guess I can do that. Go find your last email.
Yeah, just go to Basecamp.com.
Okay. Just the right one?
Yeah, and sign in. Go to the top. Log in. Start with your
I wonder if
your email address. It'd be your work email address.
no. Is it possible I used my Gmail?
No, I
don't think so.
Let's see. The tim.tadlock@dot.ca.gov.
Oh, so it's that specific. See, in our system, the underscore and the dot are the same thing because it used to be underscore, then we changed email systems, and then that kind of became dot, but it recognized both, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that's probably fine. It's probably got my password in there. Oh, look at all this fun stuff.
Probably knows your shoe size.
What's that?
Probably knows your shoe size, last time you bought gas.
That's right.
Okay, so what we want on training data.zip. No, workflow files. Workflow files. August 23rd.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right, let me just find a place to put it really fast. I'll just throw it here. No, that's... Does any of this look like it could be it? I'm wondering.
Yes. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. That's it.
Where is it? Where in here would be the location?
Go to data.
This one?
All right, that's not it.
1, 2, 3, not it. Okay.
Yeah. All right, yeah, just download that thing.
All right. All right, it's downloading slowly.
I wonder if I have access to a network drive. Hey, can I drive your computer real quick? I might be able to get you the thing more quickly.
Can you do what?
Can you let me,
Oh, yeah.
like, All right, cool. Um, yeah. What I'm trying to do is map a network drive onto your computer. I'm trying to figure out the name of your computer on the network.
Oh, that popped up. That's probably what you're looking for.
Yeah, it is. Jeez Louise.
Well, we want to make sure we keep our name simple.
Yeah. I see. Looks like a UUID. All right, then let's see if I can paint. Ping. You know what? Let's do it this way. IP config.
So you think we'll be done by about 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have to be. Although we could keep going until 10.
I'm sure we probably could,
Yeah.
but, I think we all have things that we would also like to be doing,
Yes.
need to do.
Like picking up our middle school age children.
In my case, yes.
I'm lucky my guy can walk home from school.
and my far younger one.
Yeah. Oh, how much farther younger?
My daughter's 4.5.
Oh. All right, this failed. And I'm sure that this download is done downloading, so let's just... Oh, man. All right, fine. This is
That's the same data as in the other one.
Yeah. Let's just extract this guy.
Just that one.
Yeah, just this one file. Put it wherever you want.
Here, let's just put it here. We'll call it how often do you update these files?
Well, this file, it contains the 2015 TSN poll and the 2016 TSN poll.
Well, it looks like it's got the same name, 2016 0621. It's got the same name as this.
Same date? Yeah, it might be the same thing.
So let's see right here. So it's got, well, I can't tell, because see, here's mine 622, and yours, I don't know what this is because it's still compressed. But I can just take this and copy it over and just dump it straight on top of.
Yeah, it's the same size. It's probably the same file.
Oh, the uncompressed? Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's just connect to that file. So, what I would
here?
Yeah, so what I would do is copy that path that you're Go to Geomedia.
Make all this go away. Can I close this?
Yeah. Hit that browse button and paste that stuff into the file name, it'll just put you there.
All right.
Now, under file name, put in that pathway, and then it'll take you there.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. And now select TSN route processing. Okay.
So, are we good? Like that?
I think so.
Open?
Yeah, we're about to find out if we're good or not. Go ahead.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, looks like it worked. All right. You have everything there. TSN sequence listing new, 2016. Yeah.
These must be the default workspaces.
Yeah, they are. They're
Wow.
like mostly the stuff that comes for like their tutorials and stuff.
I'll save it in here for now, I guess. All right, so I've got it.
All right. I'm gonna.
So
You know what? It's 3:30. I don't think we're gonna get much done between now and 4.
the 225.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let's go look at it. Here, I'll become the driver again, or the displayer or whatever. Let's at least just get a handle on what we need to do, and then we can.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just look at yours, I guess. Where's it at here? All right, you're now presenter. It looks like.
Yeah. Oh, show my screen. Go. All right, let's. I think we have a spatial filter going on.
We do. 225 is not in that spatial filter, however.
Yeah. All right.
So how do you clear a spatial filter?
This button right here. That X with the filter next to it.
I see.
It's in Santa Barbara. That's LA. Okay.
It's in Santa Barbara.
So it's like over here, right?
No,
There it is.
that's more like Lompoc. I think it's in there. Yeah, there it is. Looks like it's been uncut.
Yeah. It reverted.
Disappointing.
GIC did exactly what they were supposed to. 225. Let's start with right to left.
All right, I'm going to switch the Access database over as well so that I can have your data accessible in case we need various numbers and whatnot.
Okay.
All right, there we go. The whole route is how long now? It's super short, I know.
Yeah.
It is 0.143 miles.
Man, there's a lot of records here.
The whole route is, well, that is obviously not the 2016 data.
Oh.
You're on 111 still, that's why.
Apparently so.
Let's say, because there shouldn't be. I only see 18 for both alignments combined.
All right.
come you have 10?
Because we're only looking at the right alignment.
Oh. Does the right have more than the left, I wonder? Oh, yeah. Apparently the right has 8, or has 10, and the left has 8.
So, I just remember that like some of it, like some of this was left and some of this was left. And it makes sense that we're only seeing what's over here. Because what was, all right. So bottom line is what we have to start with is splitting. Well, if we need to split, how do I put this? We need to set the portion of this that is no longer state highway system to something other than state highway system.
Right. We need to basically give it an all roads LRS key instead of a SHS.
Yeah, or yeah, give it the appropriate LRS key. So let's. I guess that's a good place to start. Let me. I've got to have some aerial imagery to know what's going on here.
I'm going to zoom over there on ArcMap and see if I can find some names.
Okay.
Because obviously we're going to want to give it the name of whatever the local road is.
Yeah.
So tiny. All right, so of course it's multiple roads. So Las Positas Road is the first, where it intersects with the freeway, where the route begins.
Mm-hmm.
That first road is Las Positas. Oops.
This one?
Hold on, I'm off screen. There we go.
Oh, that's great.
Now, where the route runs south, that you just had highlighted.
Down here?
No, that's the third route name. That one,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's Las Positas Road.
Okay.
So now, granted, the first portion of that is actually going to be state highway, but where it stops being state highway, it's Las Positas.
Oh, it's going to become Las Positas Road.
Yes.
Okay. So where do
where does the state highway?
Yeah.
Let me show you. Got it on ArcMap. It is a little closer here.
This is all about the bridges.
Yeah, I remember I had to sit and figure all this out. Okay, so do you have the image up?
Yeah.
You do. Okay, so you see where there's that little housing division off to the right of the route.
Yeah.
South of the freeway.
Yeah.
You see that that little court up there that's kind of adjacent to it. If you can imagine that court extending across 225,
Mm-hmm.
that's about where 225 would get cut off.
Okay. Are you looking at my?
Are
you looking at?
I'm looking.
So about right here.
Yep. Got it. About right there. Uh-huh.
Okay. For both sides.
Yep.
All right. So this is going to be. I'm not going to call it straightforward because when I call things straightforward, they tend not to be. But bottom line is, I'm gonna slice these two sections right here.
That sounds good.
Um, so la vector split. There we go. So
All right.
can you tell that this is a slightly different color than this and this and this?
Yes.
So right now, these are the attributes for this down here.
For the highlighted portion.
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm gonna set the route type. Oh shit. I'm gonna try, maybe fail. All right, I'm gonna do nothing.
Are we going to have to change it at the all roads? What did you didn't split it at the all roads level, did you?
I did.
SHS.
No,
Oh, you did?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm splitting it at the all rows level. So I'm just gonna. What I'm doing is, yeah, and that.
So we're going to have to give it. We're going to have to change the route type somehow.
Yeah, I know. We'll get there. That makes me think. That's a nice sort of, it's a workflow thing I need to consider. I I purposely made it so that you can only see a limited set of route types within the view of state highway system routes, but I'm realizing now that that is a bad idea. All right, I'm going to turn this off. Oh, the imagery drives me crazy.
I hate this imagery.
Yeah.
The nape. I
Yeah.
hate the nape.
It's very hard to deal with.
But it's the only consistent imagery set that we can say it's based on nape whatever.
Yeah.
If we base it on any other data set, like ArcMap or whatever, it's all of those data sets, being, those are just quilted together
Yeah.
from wherever they can get their image. So we can't identify a single truth source for everything.
I'm going to show you something, an administrative thing. We're going to look at the pick list manager. I'm going to use the pick list manager to modify the set of options that you have in the pick list, in this pick list. If I can find it. Here. By the way, I put this software that you're going to see in, I put it up on Basecamp. Now the question is, can I find it? All right. I'm assuming a hard cutoff at 4, by the way.
What's that?
I'm assuming that you have to bail at 4.
Well, my wife's already on the road on her way here to get me.
Oh, okay. So that's it.
So I actually have until she gets here, I suppose.
All right. Yeah, hexagon. There we go. Pick list. Okay. Okay, so this is an administrative tool for just managing pick lists. And we're connecting to Oracle. And we're connecting to just the same way that you do with Geomedia. And view SHS routes. It knows the route type. I'm just going to get rid of this filter clause. Done. All right, so now oh. All right, when I bounce this connection, there we go. Okay, now we can change it to any one of these we want. I'm going to change it to uncalibrated for the moment.
Yeah, that's probably at least a good place to start. And by doing that, it'll allow us to not be stuck with state highway system, most importantly, so we can give it whatever kind of key we want. So I'm guessing what was happening is because of the fact that it was preventing us from changing it from state highway system, that even if you put in a different LRS key, your triggers were recreating it as a state highway. Is that kind of what was going on?
Yeah, bottom line is that the trigger is based partly on what route type you select, and it was only allowing you to select state highways
right.
route type.
Yeah.
So if you want to unselect it from being a state highway system, that it was not going to work. So okay, and truth is now we can do, if we want, we can do that to all of this stuff. But at least now we have a nice breaking point, right? Let's do the same thing here.
So the route on that one, on that side. I wonder if you can. I've got a landmark that I think we can use, depending on what we can see on your image. Yeah, can't see it really well on your image. That's all right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in a little more, and we'll see what we can see. It'll probably just get super grainy. All right, so you see what I'm guessing is probably, I don't know what it is. If there's a group of buildings just kind of to the northeast of the route, right there, right? So just to the left of your magnifying glass is a structure. You already passed it. It's north of your glass, right there. That structure right there. If you drew a line from the back side of that structure across the route, so that it's not, instead of going, make it run perpendicular to the route. There you go, like that. That's about where the route terminates, from about the back of the structure, perpendicular to the route. It's very weird having to give these kinds of instructions using just description instead of being able to point and show.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Vector split. Just like that.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Okay, we're going to keep that one. We're going to call this one uncalibrated.
Actually, I think you want to revert.
I do? Oh, yeah.
I think you have it reversed.
Uh-oh. Okay. All right, good. Try that again. Okay.
I think that one is, yeah. What?
I wonder if the split occurred already.
Well,
When in
it did.
doubt, when in
It'll
doubt,
work with.
bounce the connection. Dude. This stuff drives me crazy. All right.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay. All right.
All right, so got a good split. And that one we need to make uncalibrated.
This, I wonder if there's overlapping geometry here, like overlapping all roads geometry. Sorry, this is a bit of a tangent, but get rid of this. Mm. See that?
Yeah, there's three. Was it three that show up there?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
That's not good. Are any of them uncalibrated, or had you not got that far yet?
I hadn't got that far. I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to just do this over. I'm going to do it all on the just straight routes because I'm tired of dealing with the. So, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Split. God, this. You mean this features of this type of geometry type can't be split? Joking? Record doesn't exist in the. Oh. Ooh, I may have just posed us.
So 225 looking like it's gonna
Well,
be for another day.
there we go. Okay, it's
Hey,
good.
no, look, there we go. I got
It's-
something.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, and it's not showing multiple
Yeah,
markers either, right?
yeah.
Okay, good.
That's sort of the downfall of using views. Is sometimes Geomedia gets out of sync with what's actually happened in the behind the scenes in the database. So there's that. There's that. All right, cool. So all right, all we have to do now display that on. All right, cool. All right, I think we've made enough progress. We know that we still have to modify all this stuff to be uncalibrated, which is,
And we need to change
and then of course,
the LRS key.
yeah, and then of course calibrate it. I mean that's a whole
Right.
kit and caboodle to itself. But and then we also need to recalibrate these two little pieces.
Right.
Well, these three little pieces, I should say, and then rebuild TSN route segs on top of them.
Yeah, because I think that there are going to be a total of three separate LRS keys that are going to be constructed from the relinquished portion of 225. And so each of those will, of course, have to be recalibrated.
How many?
3.
Are they? Do they
I
have to
think
be?
3.
Do they have to be? How do I put it? Like integrated with existing routes?
Well, that's the question. I don't know if, let me see, does Las Positas, okay, let's see here.
Like this here looks like a continuation of this.
Hold on. Which one?
I was just saying that this area
That's Cliff.
looks like a continuation of this.
Well, click on the portion that looks like it's a continuation and see if it's named Cliff. It is.
It's not.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That one, it's Cliff.
Okay.
So yes, it is. It's a continuation of Cliff.
All right.
And then does Las Positas cross the freeway to the north there?
Yeah.
It does. All right. So, and then the last portion would be the portion related to that other cut over there. It's probably going to be that one. Yeah, it's Castillo. That's what I had seen too.
Yeah. Oh, all that's going to really blow.
Yeah, those are the 3 LRS keys that are going to be used.
Yeah. And on that off-system stuff, you gotta let Leo and whoever else know that those have been modified. So we're gonna have to.
Are we going to do that, or are we going to have them use the system that you had envisioned?
Oh yeah. Well, either way. The point is that something needs to happen on their side for their events to remain valid.
Well, right.
That's.
We already made modifications to a local road on 111 as well, and there will probably be more.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
When?
There was a route that became where Broadmoor, I think it was, intersected the road, and I said that one of those pieces should probably be removed, and I said it also shouldn't sag like that, and you straightened it out. And
yeah. Yeah, you're right.
We didn't recalibrate it. We just moved it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so small. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's call it.
Okay.
I think we're both fried. I know I am. Anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, I think I'm just about hitting my cap.
Yeah. I'm available on Friday.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything necessarily going on.
Okay.
I hate to speak for Keith because I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah.
But we can tentatively plan on Friday.
Okay.
Is
Sounds
that all right
good.
with you, Lars?
Sure.
All right.
All right. Cool then.
All right. Sounds good then.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
All right. You too. Thanks again, Adam.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.